Well, we're going to take a look at this test from the other day. Okay, so the multiple choice here, the graph of the secant, of course, is 1 over the cosine. All right, and if you'll have to be concerned with the domain. The domain is going to be wherever is going to be every place but where the asymptotes occur, and the asymptotes are going to occur at the intercepts of the cosine, which are going to be at the pi over 2 values. Okay, so it's going to be at your pi over 2, or 3 pi over 2, or in short, there. So the domain is everything but those values. Okay, the cosecant graph, of course, is built off of the sine graph, but okay, the 1/4, of course, regular cosecant is going to look like this, which if we now come in, uh, take out the sine, says that the range of the function is everything but between -1 and 1, but this is changing it to dip down to a 1/4 here and up to -1/4 there, which sets the range at the values at C. Right? Okay, all solutions to tan squared equals 3, so that's the tangent of x equaling the plus or minus √3, which should be all pi over 3 reference values, okay, which is A. There was a typo on here. This really should have been just the secant of x, and of course the asymptotes of the secant of x are pretty much the question that was asked up here in number 1. So, and so that being the case, this would have no impact on the asymptotes, nor would this. So I'm going to go back with this guy again. Since I had a typo there, I took whatever he gave me. Okay, cosine of 2 alpha is cosine squared of alpha, or A. Cosine squared minus sine squared. Okay, so that's qualified. And of course, the cosine squared is 1 minus the sine squared minus the sine squared. This is this guy. Or you could alternately rewrite that as cosine squared of alpha minus 1 minus the cosine squared of alpha, which would be 2 cosine there. So the only one that's not equivalent is G. So G is the actual answer. These are valid. Okay. Cosine equaling 5/13. What is the sine? Of course, this is just a right triangle. The cosine is 5/13. So that's 12. Okay, so and then this is telling us the quadrant, which is in the third quadrant. So the sine is going to be negative. The sine of G is going to be negative 12/13. And the cotangent is going to be in the, I'm sorry, this is in the fourth quadrant, right? Fourth quadrant, sine's still negative, and the cotangent is likewise going to be negative. Okay, which cotangent is reciprocal to tangent, so that's the adjacent over this. That's 5/12 negative. Right. With the substitution here into this expression, we're going to get 1 over radical 4 minus what will become 4 cosine squared of theta, G as it is. So we pull out the 4, and then we got the square root of 4, and then we got 1 minus the cosine squared of t, which will become 1 over the square root of 4 sine squared. which of course is 1 over 2 sine of t, which of course is 1/2 the cosecant. Okay. Determine the exact value of the cosine of pi over 12. That's 15 degrees. So I'm going to do it by the difference, the cosine of effectively 60 minus 45. So pi over 3 minus pi over 4, which of course is what the cosine of pi over 3, cosine of pi over 4, plus the sine of pi over 3, sine of pi over 4. And that's the cosine of pi over 3 is 1/2. This is root 2 over 2 plus the sine of pi over 3, which is root 3 over 2 times root 2 over 2. So this is root 2 over 4 plus root 6 over 4. So that's, I just chose to do it that way. You could do it the half angle identity as well if you chose. The cosecant of 2 theta is of course 1 over the sine of 2 theta, which of course is 1 over 2 sine of theta cosine of theta. And so if the cosine is 3/7, so we'll call this x cosine 3/7, so that makes this what? 49 minus 9, radical 40, so 2 root 10, I guess. So 1 over 2, the sine of x is going to equal 2 radical 10 over 7. So that's 2 radical 10 over 7 times the cosine, which was 3/7. So that's going to look like 1 over 4, 12 root 10 over 49, which of course we can reciprocate and call 49 over 12 root 10, and you know, rationalize if we want. You don't, no big deal. Okay, 49 root 10 over 120. Okay, so that would be the cosecant there. All right, I'm going to look at the rest of these in the next video, okay?